Hi, hello, good morning, and welcome to Mom Ziba Talk Podcast. Hope you are having a lovely time. Hope you had a lovely night rest. Okay, because from my end, I did. Okay, thank you. So today we are going to be talking about a different topic, but this is also part of what builds your personal lifestyle. Okay, so today I'm going to be talking about what are the major things to know to make it in life. What are the major things to know to make it in life? If this is your first time of joining this podcast, you are highly welcome. You're in the right place. If you are a person who is into a relationship, someone who needs a friend to discuss with, based on what he or she is passing in a relationship, you can also drop that through a voice note with the link to Mom Ziba Talks. So if you're also that some person who is a family person, I want to know how to maneuver some issues, especially some issues that has to do with some experiences, awful experiences you have in your family. You are also welcome. You're welcome to Mom Ziba Podcast. It's the right place for you. You're that single, you're that dating person, you're the dating couple. You want to know how to maneuver as a fiance or a fiancé, how to go through your relationship. You're in the right place with Mom Ziba. You're so that person who you want to live a healthy lifestyle, and you need someone to who at least know one or two in that area to help you in healthy lifestyle and fitness. You're also welcome to Mom Ziba. Thank you. So today I told you that we'll be talking about the major things to know to make it in life. What are the major things to know? What are those things you have to jot down? What are those things you have to take along with you in your everyday life in order for you to make it in life? I know many people, they have this kind of syndrome. Some people, they don't know how to really go with their lives. That's why we see a lot of depressed personalities out there. So people, because of this depression, leads them to suicide. Some also, they don't even know how to, go. They are very, very confused. Some, they have money, they don't know where to put it, they don't know where to invest it, they don't know what to do with it. Some they don't have, some they're into a relationship and they don't even still know how this relationship can impact their life positively. And when it's not impacting their life, what to do with it. They don't know the right time to let go, they don't know the right time to amend. So if you are those kind of persons, I want to really welcome you. I want to tell you that it's going to be very, very educating, especially when you listen to this podcast till the end of it. There are a lot of interesting and mind-blowing points I want to share with you, some of which you don't know before, and it's going to help you. You're welcome. Hi, it's Mom Ziba Talks. Okay, so let's go. Success and fulfillment in life are subjective and can mean different things to different people. However, there are some universal principles and insights that many find valuable on their journey in life. But today, here are some major things I want you to consider in order for you to be able to make it in life. Take it with you, pocket it with you, add it to the ones you know, and run with it. Number 1, clear goals and priorities. Setting clear and achievable goals sure helps you to provide direction and purpose for yourself as an individual, as a couple, and as a team. Prioritizing your goals based on what really matters to you, both in short terms and in the long term. Many people don't know how to set goals for themselves. Some know how to set goals, but they don't know how to choose priorities. And that is why we see a lot of persons, when you ask them at the beginning of the year They tell you, this is what I want to achieve, this is what I want to achieve. Immediately I can have something like 20 million or something like 2 million or a miserable 5,000 or 50,000 naira. This is what I'm going to use it to achieve. So when the money comes, there are a lot of distractions. They start to fix the money in places that they never thought about before. It was never in their plans. It was never in their goals for them to, use such money when it comes for that purpose. So these are one of the major things that brings people down. This is one of the major things that makes people not to be able to make it on time in life. Because some of them, they know how to set goals, but they don't know how to prioritize them. They don't know how to very well, I've set this goal. When this money hits my account, first and foremost, I'm using it to buy a land. I'm going to invest it in the land, and I'm going to use that land for this purpose and that purpose, and I'm going to make such from that land. Okay, some don't know how to, prioritize. Okay, when this money comes, I'm going to establish this business. And truly, when that money comes, they are faithful enough to establish that business and work with the plan. If many persons know how to set goals and prioritize their goals, especially when the right budgeting meets with the goals, okay, the goal setting, they will always score. Okay, so the number 2 point here that I would like to share with you is self-awareness. Listen, majority of people out there lack self-awareness. Understanding who you are, your strengths, your weaknesses, your values, your goals is very key. Self-awareness lays the foundation for making informed decisions and purpose. Prioritize your goals based rather in your decisions. It is very, very important to understand that when you are self-aware of who you are, permit me to use such kind of a language, okay? When you are self-aware of who you are, okay, you can make informed decisions, all right? You can pursue paths aligned with your authentic self. This is one of the common mistakes that people make. You want to be like your friend. You want to act like your friend. You want to act like your brother. You want to act like your mother. You want to act like your father. You want to follow in the footprints of your siblings, of your dad and your mom. Okay, even if they are successful people in the society. You want everything to be exactly how it went. But you forgot that you are not exactly the same. There are some characteristics that those people have that makes them up as the self that you do not have. They can have patience. They can have this focused kind of personality, and you are not like that. They can have this high tolerance. That's why they can work with and build a lot of teams, and they are making it, and those teams are still standing. And you find out that you can't even work with 2 persons. 2 persons is like a crowd to you. And you keep on, making that aspiration to be like them. You keep on wanting to walk in their path. You keep on asking yourself, why is it despite all I do, I can't still meet up with this person? You can make informed decisions about yourself, about your goals, about where you're going to, if you fail to acknowledge who you truly are. You have to embrace yourself and know this is who I am. The faults in you have to start working on them. You don't ignore the faults in you and want to make the angel that you see in another person out of yourself. Having dealt with the fault and the flaws you have, I believe that being whatever you want to be, as far you have the determination and the focus, you can actually actualize them in life. So, The third point is continuous learning. I don't mean that you should always go to school to attend or classes. Yes, there are times you need to go to school. You need to go to learn. You need to learn more. You need to add more courses, more achievements, academia achievements to your portfolio, education portfolio. But there's also a time you need to learn from your experience. There's also a time you need to learn from people's experience, from people's mistakes, from people's achievements, from people high and lows. There are times you need to learn from people you don't know. There are times you need to learn from your environment. There are times you need to learn from nature. There are times you need to learn through sober reflection. Okay? So, embrace a growth mindset and commit to lifelong learning. Be open to new ideas, experiences, and opportunities. Remember that the more you learn, the more adaptable and resourceful you become. Nobody will want to identify him or herself with someone who is not resourceful, who is not important, who does not add anything to his or her life. Nobody will want to work with a nuisance. Nobody will want to identify him or herself with a nuisance. So, the more you keep on learning, even from people who you may feel and term illiterate. Okay? Being academically illiterate does not mean that in the sense of wisdom that person's an illiterate. No. That's a mistake that a lot of people make. You can also learn from people who do not go to school. You can also learn from people who are just by the roadside. Sometimes you don't even need to go and ask them things. But watching their daily lifestyle, maybe you're in a traffic, just seeing people who are roasting corn by the side of the road, you can learn one or two from them. Yes. But what will keep you going? What will make you to always want to learn in your everyday certain kind of a life is for you to have an open mindset towards growth. It's for you to have an open mindset. If you don't have an open mindset towards growth, you can never grow. There are some personalities and there's some people who just want to stay around people who are in group, people who are like them. Okay? They don't want to be around people who knows more than them. They don't want to be around people who can caution them when they are doing wrong. And that is a very bad side to growth. That's an anti-growth syndrome. You can never grow. How can it be when you keep on staying in grade 5, you keep on staying in primary 5 for a long time, and you expect to see yourself in the varsity one day? No. So if you're having that dark mentality of just being yourself, being around your in-group, you don't want to look out, you don't want to learn from people who you think to some extent are much better than you or informed than you can grow. The fourth one I'll be talking about is resilience and perseverance. If you want to make it in life, you must be resilient and you must learn how to persevere. Life is filled with different and diverse challenges and setbacks. I must tell you this, it's not easy in life. Life is not a bed of roses. Life is not a bed of ice creams. Sometimes you take ice cream, sometimes you take bitter juice. That's what life is filled of. Developing resilience and the ability to persevere through difficulty is very, very key. It's very, very essential, very, very fundamental. When you learn from Try to learn from failures, adapt, and keep moving forward. You're a resilient person. Many people don't want to learn from failures. Many people think that I failed today doesn't mean I'll fail tomorrow. It's very true, but there are some people who can fail 1,000 times and still get to success. Because success does not omit failure. There are some points in your life you have to fail. And this is what makes a success story. It's not all about roses, also about the thorns. So in order for you to make it in life, you have to learn from failures. You have to adapt to situations. Sometimes things may be cozy. Sometimes it could be rough. And you have to know, no matter the time where I find myself, I have to just keep moving forward. And when you have that mindset of, I have to keep moving forward, you have a focal point to look onto. The sky is just a starting point. Now, the fifth one I'll be telling you about is adaptability. I said that in the resilience and perseverance point, and I'm still saying this in an elaborated form. The ability to adapt to change is very crucial in today's dynamic world. The ability to adapt to change is very, very crucial. You hear some persons and you see some people. You have a rise in maybe a rise or inflation in the price you used to buy cement before. And you know you don't have enough money to buy that cement because it has hiked, okay? In the production sites, they don't have enough material to produce that. Maybe the early time of the year. How about you take that money, instead of keeping that money in the account, instead of you complaining about, oh, things has hiked, what do I do now? And you know, virtually, you have studied the economy, you've studied the flow or the trend of things in the cement market. You know very well that between March, April, they might have started producing, okay? There might have been a lot of materials on the site, and thereby they can just trash down the amount, the price of the hiked cement before. Maybe by 500 naira, it's trending now. It's being sold now for 6,000 or 6,000 naira. You know they will bring it down by 500 naira. If you should go borrow before, because you know before they were selling it for 5, you add 1,000 naira or you had 2,000 naira to get some cement, okay, worth of some pieces. As a retailer, you want to sell it. And you say, oh, fine, let me just do it because that's the business I know how to do. That's the business I do. And you buy it, or you are not even sure of the time that it might crash anytime. And this is what always happens. You borrow money, add to the business, and buy those cement and drop it there. And maybe before, because you've not studied the business flow before 3 days' time, it just crashed by 2,000 naira. You're at loss. So, as a person, you must learn how to have the ability to adapt to change in today's dynamic world. Knowing that nothing is stable, knowing that you have to study your market. If it's not moving as it's supposed to move in your favor, you pause. You can do another menial work that can raise you some money while you're still adding to the money in your capital you have to invest into maybe that your previous business before. At least when it's favorable. You must learn how to adapt. Or talking about situations of relationship. You're a single lady. You're with a guy you love so much, and it's not forthcoming. Or you're a married woman, and that man is not giving you the adequate love that you need. And you go to the hospital every time, and they keep on telling you that, oh, fine, you are having high blood pressure and it's rising by the day. You know this is kind of the man he is. and you're not seeing him change anytime soon, even with all that you are doing, what do you have to do to manage yourself? You have to stop bothering yourself about him. Pray and leave it there. Focus on building yourself and your kids. Focus on giving yourself a life. You're a single girl. Guys are not forthcoming. And you keep on thinking, oh, when will this guy come? I have breakups, a lot of things with men. It's not working. It's a time for you to let this men issue be aside for some time. Adapt. Try to adapt to a new you. Maybe I should develop myself, work on myself. I think this fault is from me. Or check what is wrong with me. Let me just, adapt to build myself. And let's see if situation changes. Adaptability. Or you are a person, you're working in an office. The money you're paid is 80,000 naira per month. And things are not forthcoming well. You are living in where they pay house rent a month, maybe 50,000 naira. And because things are not moving well with the new job you got, that house is very good for you. But before you calculate everything and your bills, the current salary you're having cannot meet up with your bills for each month. What do? You have to come down to the situation of the level you find yourself. It doesn't matter if you move into a house worth 20 or 25,000 naira per month and start managing yourself. The downfall of a man is not the end of his world. The fact that you're down today does not mean you cannot be lifted up tomorrow. Okay, adaptability is also a very, very important key for any person to hold on to if he or she really want to make it in life. Because challenges will always come. Because situations will always tell. And what you tell is what keeps you going. So, I also have a point I will share with you. But if this is your first time, this is very hard coming by anytime for free. It's like a free lecture or seminar to people. The favor you can be doing for me and also for yourself is also to share this, because you don't know who you can be saving with such podcasts, with such words. Who needs it? Many people are dying every day of depression and suicide, of the lack of, they don't have people who talks to them. If you don't have that time to share with people or 1,001 people who are in need of that kind of a situation, you can just share this podcast. It doesn't take you anything. Please share this podcast to a lot of people that you feel needs to hear it. Share it to them. Even if you don't have, post it out there on your news feed. People will pick it up from there, read and share, and it keeps on going. And hope keep on coming. You don't know the life you can save today. Thank you. So, we have healthy relationship. Let's learn to cultivate and maintain positive relationship with our families, with our friends, with our colleagues, with our mentors. Building a strong supportive network can also contribute to emotional well-being and personal growth. All right? Financial literacy. This is very important. Listen. Understanding basic financial principles, budgeting, saving, and investing is very, very crucial. Financial literacy, empowers you to make sound decisions about money and secure your financial future. There are many persons have the opportunity that has touched some money. Let me not talk about my own side. There are many people who have been opportune to touch millions in life. Many persons. I've done business that I started with some good thousands of naira. And because of I had financial illiteracy, I didn't know how to do my budgeting. I didn't know how important it was for me to calculate myself very well before venturing into any business. I was just as, okay, fine, I don't want this money to leave my hand and I want something doing. I went into the business and I started it. And the business crashed in my very before, to the extent that I was looking for money to pay my staff. Why? The mistake I made was that I was selling my things competitively, even with the price of my co-competitor. Not knowing that even my competitor is not even well to do. My competitor might not know what she's doing. I bought my goods expensive. I didn't even add my money for my transport. I didn't even add my profit that much. But because I wanted to make a lot of customers, I crashed down my prices. I sold for the prices that my co-competitor was selling. And I closed that business with just a few money left with me. I don't want that to be your portion. That is why Mom Ziba always talks about experiences, shares her experience with people, things that happen in real life. I'm not talking about fictions. I'm not talking about things that I heard. I'm talking about things that I heard and I'm a witness. I'm talking about things that I heard that I think that has happened to me and I feel I should share with people so that you will not make same mistakes. So learn when it's another thing for you to have money, pray for money to come. It's another thing for you to gather a lot of money. And it's another thing for you to be financial literate, for you to be able to manage the money and multiply the money. Remember, business is not you just selling and people are seeing you selling. It's about you selling and making profit and still be able to retain that business for years. You can call yourself a successful business person because it has thrived years, of which a lot of problems, diverse problem even in the economy has happened, and you're still standing. Another point is time management. It is very true that a lot of persons, let me check this, sorry. I'll call you back, please. Okay, thank you. So it's another thing for people to have time given to them to do some work. Is another thing for you to learn how to manage your time. Remember, effectively managing your time is key to achieving your goals. It is key to achieving your goals. Prioritize tasks, set deadlines, and avoid procrastination to make the most of your time and energy. People are giving time deadlines to myth. But within this time, you are condoning distractions. You cannot make it. You cannot make it. And when you start having poor reports, people start getting poor reports from you, especially your bosses in the office. You cannot be trusted with important contracts. You cannot be trusted with important positions. Avoid procrastination. I'm going to do it tomorrow. Tomorrow never ends. It kills your worth as a business person, as a person in a relationship. If you're always telling your guy or your girl, tomorrow, your wife, tomorrow, I'll make it up, I'll change, and you never change, there's one day you wake up to kiss your relationship goodbye. Another point for us to look into is emotional intelligence. You have to have emotional intelligence as a person if you want to make it in life. Imbibe it in you. Being aware of and managing your emotions, as well as understanding and empathizing with others, is very important for building positive relationships and navigating different life situations. So there are some people who they don't know how to manage their emotions. I tell you this. They don't know when to call the shot. They don't know when to hold the shot. There are some persons who just want to, do things the way they feel. Sometimes you are not led by your feelings. Sometimes you are led with your mind, your thinking, your logical part of you. Okay, fine, I feel agitated. Okay, fine, I feel hyper, but I have to take it slow here so I won't make a mistake. I have to look clearly. And learn how to empathize with others. Some people, when your boss is in a situation, or your co-team, or your wife, or your husband is passing through some situations, you don't want to care. You don't want to put yourself in that person's shoe. You just walk away. You even make the matter worse. You're killing your chances of making and building a positive relationship. And remember, this life, it is very rare for you to do without social networking. If you are not networking with people positively, people cannot recommend good things about you. Or the comments they have about you are worse comments. It dents your personality and you cannot really go far in life. So remember, God uses men to help men. The 12th one is integrity and values. Upholding personal integrity and staying true to your values build trust with others and contribute to the sense of fulfillment. Make decisions aligned with your ethical principles. Most people want to do like their neighbors. You don't have your principle. You don't have what you forbid. You don't have what you welcome. You don't have what you condone. People are dressing to your office as a boss and they're dressing like an harlot. And you are having in that office people coming there are people who are dignitaries, decent-minded people, who can help your business, who can promote your name. And people around you as a man are dressing like street women, street ladies, haphazard men behaved. You cannot be defined as a person. You must know that your integrity and your values are your definitions. This is from Mom Ziba. I'm telling you this. They are your definitions. If you don't have a value that people can look up to and say, wow, this woman, she doesn't tolerate nonsense and mess. She doesn't allow people to touch her anyhow. She doesn't collect bribe. She doesn't do this. She's not corrupt. You can never see her in such kind of a setting that is disgusting. I can vouch for her. You don't have a definition. You are nowhere. Everybody has to be somewhere. There are some people who have bad definitions and bad people love them for that. And they are trending in their society, in their in-groups. If you are in the hot side, be on the hot side. If you are on the sports side, be there and trend. You must have a definition as an individual. Take it from Mom Ziba. I could go on and on and on. You can talk about gratitude and mindfulness. Learn how to be grateful to people, no matter how small what the person has done for you. Learn how to be grateful to your wife for carrying that child in her womb for years for you. For she went through the first one, went through the second one, carrying it in her womb. Learn to be grateful to your wife. Learn to be grateful for your husband for catering for the family. Learn to be grateful to your parents. Learn to be grateful to your driver. He carries you around. Learn to tell him thank you when he comes. when he takes you to where you're going. Don't say, I'm paying him, so why do I tell him thank you? Tell him thank you, because apart from God, your life is in his hands. Learn to tell him thank you. All right. Learn to tell the food vendor thank you. All right. This get me rice and stew. Thanks. Doesn't take anything from you. She's the one to go and bring your rice and stew. How about she has to bring a stew that is mixed with urine? How about she has to bring a stew for you that is already soured? How about she has to bring a stew for you that is already poisoned? Okay? Gratitude and mindfulness is also a key for you to make it in life. I also can talk about health and well-being, purpose and meaning, or maybe in our next class we can talk about that rather. Remember that life is a journey, and the definition of success varies from one person to another. Continuously reassess your goal, stay true to yourself, and be open to the evolving nature of your path. Thank you so much for joining Mom Ziba. I know you've learned a lot from this. Please, if you've not subscribed, it doesn't take you anything to click on the subscribe button to become a subscriber. I appreciate you a lot. Thanks for joining me, and please share this podcast for people to learn from as you have learned from. Till next time, tomorrow, I remember your host, Mom Ziba. Bye.